Numbers hum where the cold winds blow. Trade winds shifting. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Money moves on the invisible string. Everybody, welcome. CPI trading, marathon trading today. Kay is going to join us in a few minutes. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, good morning. We're going to do our crazy thing that we like to do on high vol days. We're going to do the straddle with Apex, and it's either going to blow up or it's going to fund an account in one trade. We'll see how it works. But I'm gonna do it myself. You guys feel free to follow if you want to. I'm gonna show you how to set all of this up. Good morning, everybody. Hope you guys having a good night. Very good news for everybody. I have fully updated the latest BFF dots indicator, and it's really, really good. I'll go through all of it after the news event when we have a little time between New York Open and the post-event reaction. So I'll show you all the cool stuff, and that means now we're going to be able to update it for Wealth Charts event as well too. So hopefully we'll be able to get that done by at least end of this week, early next week, and they'll be really, really all set. But as we are getting ready for the CPI, the first order of business is I'm going to show you how to go out there and get a couple of Apex accounts. Apex has an 80% discount, so the accounts are dirt cheap. We're going to use Wealth Charts to use our accounts. I already bought one, and I'm going to buy a second one, which is going to be the second $50,000 account. So you're going to just log into to Wealth Charts. You're going to log into Apex. You're going to go to Wealth Charts. I'm going to choose the 50 because that's going to be the size I'm going to trade with for when done trade. Just go right in here into Apex Trading. Hit BK Save, very important. Otherwise, you won't get the discount. If you hit BK Save, you get the full discount. And I think Wealth Charts is really cheap. I think it's only $33. So, yes, it is. Okay, cool. So I'm just going to take this off screen because, again, I don't want to be, just bear with me. I don't want to, okay. Subscribe and pay. And let's see if I got it. Yes, I did. All right, so you can see it. The account is bought, and within a few seconds, few minutes, really within a few seconds, we should have the account pull up on our thing. So I have a 38 account. These are all funded accounts. So these are going to be our eval accounts, which we're going to punt with. So 38 and now 139 is gonna come up here hopefully in a little bit, and we will have the accounts all set. So very important for you guys. If you want to do this, you got to do this now before the event. Otherwise, you're going to it's going to take too long to set up the accounts. They're super fast with Wealth Charts. I think it only takes. Let's see how fast it is. Usually, I think it'll actually maybe notify you the account to set up. I'll give us a second. It's very cool. With Wealth Charts, you don't even have to log in, log out. I think it automatically sets you up. So really, really cool. Good evening, Bob. Good evening, Keith. Hi, Cheryl. Everybody loves the Funda song. I played the Funda song in honor of Kathy, but we'll play the other songs later. So let me see if this is all set up. No, not just yet. What's going on over here? We'll give it a second. All right. So hello from Philippines. Nice to see you. Nice to see you guys. Who's new joining us our room? Tell it if you're new. Say hello to us. Tell us where you're from. You trading from Asia? You trading from Europe? Are you absolutely degenerately committed to trading from West Coast at 6 o'clock, 5 o'clock in the morning? 5 o'clock in the morning. For those of you guys who are trading from the West Coast, there's a lot of West Coast people here. So I know you are hardcore committed. All right, let me see. There we go. See account added, Apex account added. Super, see how simple it was? It was literally 1 minute. So go do that now. Go add a couple of accounts. If you want to punt with me, or if you just want to have them, obviously for dirt cheap. I mean, $33 is, less than what I spent for my daughter's sushi on a bad day. Good morning, everybody. Cheryl says yes. She is fully committed from the West Coast. Hi, guys. Good morning. So we got the two accounts set up, right? And it's going to be a very, very simple construct. About 30 seconds before the event, very important to do this, we're going to use 4 minis. Now, whatever size and structure is up to you, but I'm following Dr. D's methodology. Dr. D is one of our very successful members who I think in the last week funded five accounts, just doing nothing but volatility straddles on news. And I'm just going to take a cue from him. Again, fully understand this is not the way we trade, and if it does, it can totally blow up in your face. But it's dirt cheap. That's why we're doing it. It's an incredibly easy way to just get you past the first handle, which is getting to the eval, and then get to the hard part of actually trading correctly. You're not going to be able to do this when you are with a fully funded account because it's against the rules. But when it comes to evals, Apex is amazing. They're super, super flexible. They're like, hey, you want to take a punt? Go right ahead. Give it a shot because they want you to succeed. So they take profit on a 4-unit structure. So we're using 4 minis. That's 20 points a mini is 152 ticks. That will take us to 3,040 if it hits. And we need just 3,000 to get funded on a $50,000 account. So it's nothing more complicated. Once we've set up this in the platform and wealth charts, all we need to do, and actually, sorry, let me make sure I'm on the right account. Just as I'm talking, you want to make sure the drop down is hitting the 138 and you hit the buy button. And then I'm going to do drop down, hit 139 and hit the sell button. That's all. Just sell markets. I have no stop loss on it. It's either do or die, baby. There's no reason to have a stop loss because it can dip, come back up. There's nothing worse than getting stopped out, by a tick and then having the thing go to profit. It's either going to hit your profit or we're going to blow it up. But at least we know the risks up front. And that's the beautiful thing about prop trading. There is no more risk than whatever it is that you're putting in right now, while the reward is, of course, unlimited. Because if you get funded, that's a fully funded account that adds to our nice arsenal of all the funded accounts that we already have, gives us huge opportunity to trade lots of different strategies, lots of different instruments, everything we need to succeed for the long run. So this is fun. We're having fun, guys. This is not strategy. Strategy comes after the event when we trade all of the stuff. And the strategy is really, really going to be cool because I'm going to show you, as I told you guys, let me just show you the latest version, which is updated in TradingView. So if you're in TradingView, it's going to actually say Christmas tree. Dots Christmas tree is the latest version. Okay, hang on. It just takes a second. Let me log in. I'm going to preset this up. And I even set it up for you in full default mode. So it should be the moment you attach it. Sorry, this is the wrong one. Let's delete this. Oops, sorry. Delete this. Delete this. And I'm gonna add the indicator. Oh, the BFF dots indicator. Just simply add it. Just delete it and add the new one. Okay, I'm gonna add this one. You're gonna see it. It's in full default mode. And over here to this one, we're gonna go to indicators, dots. And what you will see is it says dots only Christmas, because every day is Christmas at BK, right? That's my view now. And it has all the Christmas tree labels, means the setup is right then and there. It's perfect. There's a whole bunch of other really cool functionality you guys are gonna love. So we'll talk about all of that after the event. But for those of you who are part of coaching, and if you want to be part of coaching, go right ahead. Go ahead, hit this link over here. This is the coaching link. It's an amazing deal because not only do you get all the coaching with Kathy, who's just standing in the background there, ready to go, and you get all the coaching with me for 6 months. I'm going to buy you free Apex accounts, which is awesome. Awesome. She's reminding me 3 months. No, I'm still keeping the deal for 6 months just for the next week, and then after that, that's going to truncate to 3 months. So you guys have a chance to lock it in. Go out there. I had a couple of people. By the way, if you're a BK member and you're like on the monthly plan or the beginner plan, I had 3 or 4 people upgrade yesterday, and I will fully refund you your fee. So there's literally no risk to upgrading, because the money you spent gets sent back to you, and you get fresh, clean start from today in coaching for 6 months. So go ahead. If you want to do that, I'm happy to do that. So that'll be really, really cool. Which size of my target? As I said, there is the only target we're using for news is 152 ticks. We're going to use the Nasdaq. That's the one that's going to fly. It's either going to fly or die. And hopefully that works. It doesn't matter whether it flies or dies for us. It just needs to work. The only thing that probably will not work is if it just sits flat and doesn't move. But we're hoping it flies or dies. We're going to be on both sides of the market in 2 different accounts. So I already created the 2 new accounts. You guys go ahead and do so right now. We've got 15 minutes before the market open. Kay is going to, sorry, before the event is happening. 30 seconds before the event, if Kathy is talking, or she's got the charts, just know that I will be 30 seconds before the event. I will be pushing a buy button, switching the account, and pushing the sell button. 152 ticks is the target. That's the minimum target we need to get funded. That's what we're looking for to do. Okay, everybody sees this. It's right over here. 152 ticks. I am, putting it over here, and hopefully you guys like it. Good morning, Christopher. We're ready to rock and roll. Everybody ready to go? All right, so Kay is ready. She looks radiant as always, ready to take us through the charts. I'm going to let her. She just got off the. Okay, I'm going to let her come on board. Kay, if you want to jump on, just switch to a different screen layout.
Yes, we're going to have to change the frame. Let me just say hello. Your frames are always, I always have to set a new one because my old ones always get deleted.
Really?
Okay. Let's see. You got.
There you are. We're 2 and 2. You want to share your screen?
No. My face is being completely blocked by the.
Yeah, hold on. I'll take this. I'll take it off. Hold on. I'll take it off. No problem. Just 1 sec.
Let's take everything off because you can't even see the join today thing.
Okay.
All right. Good morning. Good morning, everyone. This is Kathy. All right. We've got 2 events happening right this morning. First off is going to be the ECB in just probably 30 seconds from now.
Oh, yeah.
And then we've got the U.S. inflation report 15 minutes later. ECB is not expected to change interest rates at all, but there are 2 things that are happening. Number 1, they are going to release their latest economic projections. And then number 2, there's going to be guidance from the ECB or speech guidance from the ECB president, but that doesn't happen until 8:45. So first off is just going to be the rate decision and their economic projections. And since nothing is expected with regards to the rate decision, it's really going to be about the economic projections. So we are, as usual, going to see it in the price action first before we even need to flip to the data. So I am just going to drop in my Eurodollar chart. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. Give me 1 second. I'm going to share my screen. All right, here we go. Eurodollar. That is not my screen. I don't know what's going on there. Here, I'm going to remove Boris's screen. There's my screen right there. All right. So I'm sharing my Eurodollar chart. The first up is going to be the ECB. Yep, unchanged action by the ECB. Let's see if we see any headlines. Euro, I'm watching on my other screen, is not really doing anything right now. It is, and like I said, sometimes the headlines don't come in right away. They hold their rates at 2%. Euro's just kind of flat, dripping lower a little bit. Let's see if we get the economic projections coming out. Looks like probably have some weaker economic projections. Now, normally I would say, okay, let's jump into some Eurodollar trades, but it's not about the euro today. It's all about the all about the U.S. inflation report. That is going to be front and center. I do think you could probably get a little bit of opportunity in a pair like Euro Kiwi. I love to trade the euro crosses. I like euro Kiwi, euro Aussie quite a bit. Euro Kiwi is forming zip sell signals right there. 96.95 is the zip sell signal. I think we might drip down to 80. So there could be, 96.95 could be an interesting sell in euro Kiwi to see if you get any quick pips. Hold on, we're going to watch this for a minute. Oop, 10 pips there, right there. Close it around 84.85 for quick 10 pips in euro Kiwi. I still think it's going to go down to this base region here at 196.80, but today is CPI day. So you don't necessarily want to be in straight up euros. Euros could, still move lower, but, the market is going, and euros is going to be distracted quite quickly, and it's going to go more into a grind. So the opportunities on days when we have double data for the US as well as ECB, it's going to be in the crosses. So I still like euro Kiwi to the downside, still looking for a move to about 79, 78. I've taken 10 pips out of there already. If it rallies a little bit, maybe an opportunity to reload. For those of you that are just kind of actively moving your stop, I think 78 it would be a decent target in euro Kiwi. Let's see if euro CAD's doing anything. Euro CAD is interesting as well. Euro CAD just formed a zip sell signal. Caddy is very quiet this morning. We have nothing going on in Canada, and that's purely going to trade on what's happening in the US. So I also think that, Euro CAD, if we look at the slightly longer term charts, let's see where our support is. Euro CAD looks really great for short, but let's see if we get any other headlines before we consider that. Here we go. Here are the economic projections. And I love Financial Juice. I always talk about, for those of you that became members, I always talk about how Financial Juice is really the best in terms of real-time updates. They obviously provide way too much information, but let's see. ECB inflation forecast is up at 2.1%. So they raised their inflation forecast for this year and next year. Their growth forecast for 2026 is lower at 1%. And so, yes, they raised their inflation forecast, and their growth projections for 2026 is lower. For 2027 is unchanged. And then for 2025, previously the forecast for this year is 0.9. So they're actually looking for slightly faster growth here at 1.2%. So if we take a step back, inflation forecast is up, growth forecast is, some of it is up, some of it is down. So it's not really overwhelmingly bearish for the euro, even though we were able to catch an extra 10 pips on there. Fast trade, and then now we go into the CPI grind. So I would not be, after looking at the headlines and dissecting it a little bit more, I would not be selling euros again after this, because it's not as negative as the headline suggests, as the initial price action suggests. So got some quick pips in the ECB in euro Kiwi. Now let's take a look at what is expected for the US inflation report. Starting off in the calendar, the US inflation report. The first thing when we look at trading news, we look at, number one, what is expected, right? So the market expects the inflation report, US CPI, to be at a faster pace. And they expect the core rate to remain unchanged, but they expect the year-over-year rate to increase. So overall, the market expects inflation on the consumer level to be hotter. Now, I'll talk about whether that could be the case or not, but let's see if this expectation by economists is mirrored in the price action. So taking a look at my upper right-hand corner, you can see in my watch list, euro is down today kind of because of ECB, but dollars up against the yen, dollars up against the CAD, dollars up against the Swiss franc. Dollar is basically up across the board. So the dollar is up across the board, despite the fact that we have weaker producer prices. So clearly, the market also, quote unquote, agrees that the inflation report could be stronger. And clearly the market is also positioning for the possibility of a stronger inflation report. So that means that that if we have a surprise to the downside, it's going to catch more people mispositioned or wrongly positioned than if we have a surprise to the upside. Another way to say this is that if we have a surprise to the upside, we may not get as big of a reaction as a surprise to the downside because the market is already positioning for a stronger number. Now, that is only the forex market. The equity market is kind of, I think the equity market kind of thinks that we could have a weaker number because stock futures are basically higher across the board. ES, Nasdaq, Dow, all higher. Now, the only reason why stock futures would be higher is because we have, the only reason why stock futures would be higher is because we have a stronger, because the market thinks that, we could have a stronger move by the Federal Reserve possibly, but we'll see. So the stock market is thinking that maybe the number may not be so good. The forex market is thinking that the number will be good, and the bond market thinks that, well, the bond market I would say is more undecided because today's very small move compared to what's been lately, and it's kind of thinking that it could be slightly stronger as well. So we know what the market is expecting. We know what the price action is. Now let's talk about how CPI could surprise. I think, CPI could miss. Now, when we look at CPI, we look at two things. We look at gas prices and we look at producer prices as our leading indicator. So first off, looking at gas prices, I always like to go to gasbuddy.com and click on the fuel price analysis chart. It tells us, how gas trends have been over the past month. And the only thing we really pay attention to, there's a bunch of lines over here, is the green line. The green line shows what the current recent move in gas prices are. So gas prices actually increased in between August and September. So there's a good chance that gas prices could be, that CPI could be hotter because of gas prices. But yesterday, we had a huge PPI miss. Not only did it come in weaker than the previous month and weaker than expected, but it also turned negative. PPI actually dropped, which was a huge surprise. So the last time we had PPI drop was in April and May of this year. So that was the last time PPI turned negative, in April and May of this year. And so let's look at, what did this mean for CPI? Did CPI come in? How did CPI come in when PPI was negative? So let's go to April and May, the headline CPI number. So going here, we can see this is April. Now, the orange horizontal line is the forecast. The bars was the actual release. So in April, the market was looking for a positive number, but it completely blew out expectations and it turned negative. In May, the market was also looking for an upside surprise, and the market, the number came out weaker. Now, the last 2 months, the number came out pretty much in line with expectations, but you can see there's a lot of times where it deviates from expectations. So while the expectations right now is up here for CPI, there is a chance it could be down here. Now, what does Trump want? Trump obviously wants a softer inflation data, because not only would the softer inflation data encourage the Federal Reserve to cut interest rates, but it also would validate his claims that the tariffs are not inflationary. Powell, the Fed chairman, is kind of worried that the numbers could be, that tariffs could be inflationary. So the leading indicators, in my opinion, on CPI suggest that it could surprise to the downside. But as a trader, the real question is, how do we trade this? And we never trade, like non-farm payrolls, we never trade proactively. We always trade reactively, meaning that we always get into the trade after the inflation report, because it can go either way. And especially since the leading indicators are so different, especially since this number is critical to the Fed's decision about what they do next week at the FOMC meeting. So we will also be trading the Fed. I'm going to do a special prep session in the morning. I'm going to go in to send an email out. Make sure you pay attention to that, get that. Join our free community, Boris. We can pop up the links to make sure that you're alerted of the special private FOMC session. So make sure you join our community. Now let's talk about trade setup. Let's plan our trade. Okay, I am not going to be trading euro. Why am I not going to be trading euro? Because we still have the ECB press conference at 8:45. So while euro could move, our focus is going to be on dollar yen, dollar Swiss, and Kiwi dollar. So here's the game plan. If we have dollar yen, I think is going to go both ways, and dollar yen will be the fastest, biggest opportunity. If we have a stronger CPI, dollar is already bid against the yen. I think the easy trade will be to buy dollar yen. I also really, really like selling Kiwi dollar. Kiwi is the weakest currency today. This is actually more of my favorite. And I'll show you a little bit about, why I like selling Kiwi dollar as well. So dollar yen, if we have a strong number, I like buying dollar yen, selling Kiwi dollar, and selling dollar Swiss. Kiwi is in the sell zone, which for me is my zip sell zone. Background is red. It's below the indicator line. If we look at the longer term charts, you can see it's rejecting the 50-day SMA, which I love. I love the fact that it's rejecting the 50-day SMA on the 4-hour chart. I love the way it looks on, daily chart. I love the way it looks on the 4-hour chart. Plenty of moving average clearance below the 20 SMA. So I really like selling Kiwi dollars. In many ways, it's my favorite CPI trade if we get a stronger number to sell Kiwi dollar. Now, if we get a weaker number, what are we going to do? If we get a weaker number, we're going to sell dollar yen. We are going to sell dollar Swiss, and that's pretty much it. Those are the ones that we're going to focus on. Sell dollar yen, dollar Swiss. Dollar Swiss is more in this is probably going to go into the slower mover. Dollar yen already looks like it's going to correct. So this is basically our game plan for the CPI report. I always have a 20-point stop, and then we'll see how much the trade gives us. I think we're about 30 seconds away. Once again, we will always see it in the price action first before we see it in the actual data. So we're going to put Kiwi dollar over there, put dollar Swiss over here. Okay, thank you so much for hitting the like button, Gabrielle. You can subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, notification, everything, so you don't miss any of these sessions. All right, so let's see. I'm going to actually move my numbers up here, and I'm going to holler the trades out. Boris, if you catch the numbers, tell us. All right, 8:30 is coming up. We'll see it in the price action first, 20 pips stop. We've got our game plan here. And Boris, remember, is going to be trading as well. So I'm going to let him, if you want to come on camera too, Boris, to... Okay, looks like the number is, oops, it's hard to tell. Okay, let's sell Kiwi dollars, 59. Let's see what it is. I think it's, wait, hold on. Is it weaker or stronger? It's all over the place. I haven't seen the headlines yet. Still have pending over here. All right, 2.9% year over year. It's all over the place. All right, I think it's slightly weaker. So no, the headline number is 0.4 against 0.3. Core CPI is 0.3. So that's just a stronger number. So the number is stronger, and yet we are falling in the dollar, which is very interesting. All right, let's give this as jobless claims came in really, really high. That could be part of the problem here. So we're going to respect the price action. I think we're going to try selling dollar Swiss. We're going to hide in 79.82. Sell dollar yen at 147.50. Let's see if we can get 60 here.
Guys, I just want to tell you that we got funded on the short piece of it, big time. So I will show you. I'll let Kathy trade, but then I'll show you how we got funded on the account, one and done. And it was great. If you guys straddled the news.
All right, we're short dollar yen at 147.60. I'm not sure if we can get much out of this. It seems like the data is all over the place. But so we're going to be very nimble and see if we get maybe 50. I don't know, 50. Maybe you want to move your stop to break even now and dollar yen. And if so, it seems like, we're getting a negative reaction. Dollar Swiss 79.82 we have sold as well. And dollar yen's pretty much here, 49. Grab that 10 pips and run because the data is not that weak. I would close it at 147.47. And dollar yen, we're short dollar Swiss. There's a support here at 62. Taking a look at the data, I'm going to flip to the data real quick here. The jobless claims number was very weak, but you can see the CPI number was not that bad.
Right. You want me to chime in as to why the market really doesn't like any of this? This puts Fed in a terrible bind. Inflation is too strong to cut 50, which is what's needed because the economy is too weak for 25 bip cut. The rise in unemployment claims is showing that we may be tipping into a recession, which requires really surgically large rate cuts. But the Fed is hampered by still secularly strong inflation. So this is why it's the worst of both worlds. And the market is not going to like this. That's why the short trade on our Nasdaq worked like a charm. It just funded us in 1 second. So I'll let you.
How many of you guys get funded? I'm closing dollar Swiss here at 74. I think, as I said, the jobless claims numbers was really bad. The CPI number was really not that bad. So we don't have a clear sign for trades. I still think the dollar is probably going to pull back going into the Fed meeting next week. But, and I still think, you're going to have more opportunity to the downside in dollar yen. But there's quite a bit of support right here at 45 as well. Dollar yen is the trade. If we drop below,
look at my seal. He just funded 8 accounts. He's a true degenerate. Good job. Nice job.
Incredible. What are you going to do with those funded accounts? Let's try to work on some payouts. It's fun
exactly.
to get funded.
That comes the good part.
250,000 funded. You guys are doing so much better in the Nasdaq with the movements in the Nasdaq today. Okay, so I don't see much more beyond this. ECB presser at 8:45 coming up. I'm not going to press this trade. VK traders, we're looking for trades at the Asia session. All of you, join our free community. Be alerted. We're going to have a private session for FOMC. So you won't get the information in advance unless you join our community. So make sure you do that. And Boris, let's pop that link for joining the community.
Oh yeah. Sorry. I'm just looking at. There's a lot of questions here. I will answer all your questions in a second, guys.
We have a QR code. Can we pop the QR code up? Don't you have to join the community QR code?
Yes. Let me do that. Hang on a second.
I love QR codes so much more. I'm sure you guys do.
Yeah. Right. I need to put a banner in that case. Just bear a second with me.
And if you click on that link, you get bit.ly join BK traders. What happens is you click get instant access. Type in your name. Do not email me at this email. I don't check it at all. Click let me in, and then you can ignore this. If you want, you can read it. You can take advantage of this very special offer, which is going away. But check your inbox. You'll see your inbox, and then you'll get the link to access the community from there in your inbox. So it's super easy.
All the people on Twitter, and there's hundreds of you watching us over there, just point your phone to the bottom where it says join our free community. Just point your phone there, and you'll get the link to join us for free. Okay, go do it now. Go point your phone also at Apex and get more Apex accounts, but get them both. That's why we have the QR codes, so you can make it easy for you guys if you're not with us on YouTube. But you should really be with us on YouTube and our YouTube channel and sign up and trade with us every single day. But those of you guys who are on Twitter, absolutely hit the QR code to get in there, get all the free stuff. First of all, you're going to know exactly every single event that we do. And 99% of the events that we do are open to the public. So that means whenever Kathy trades the next macro event, whenever she's doing interesting ideas, whenever she's posting fresh videos, all of that completely free and available for you and join our free community. So really, really good. Plus, you can always ask us questions there. It's a mobile app as well as a web app, so you could carry it on your phone. It's really, really good on your phone because you can get access to it. And if you ever decide you want to have courses or anything else, the really cool part about it is because it's a mobile app, all of the courses and everything that you want to learn as far as education can be accessed via your iPhone or Android, not just on the computer. So you can watch 5 minutes of a course when you're standing in line. Really, just a really worthwhile application. Go out there. We crossed the 6,000 member mark just today. So come on and join. If you get to be the 10,000th member, maybe we'll give away something for the cause.
Okay, so today's marathon trading day with Boris. We made some quick pips in Euro Kiwi post ECB, in dollar yen and dollar Swiss post CPI. We do this all the time with NFPs. We're going to be preparing you for FOMC day next week. Make sure you join all of our sessions. Don't miss it. Monday, we're going to break down FOMC as well. So make sure you join that. And the only way that you're going to know is either through the community or if you subscribe to our YouTube channel. Otherwise, Boris, I want to hear, for all the people who maybe joined late, how did you set up those accounts and get funded? Can you walk us through all of that again, please?
Yeah. What
was the trade? What was the straddle? What was the count?
Let me share my screen. Let me see.
I want to know what was the trade, what was the straddle, what was the count? Because we're also focused on CPI.
Sure.
Not everyone may have been focused on everything. Maybe you want to remove the apex so we can see your full screen.
You should be able to.
The bottom.
You should be able to. Oh, you should be able to.
I only see part of the screen. I only see the left-hand side.
Yeah, that's all you need. But hold on. All right, let me just take this off. You guys should be okay. Sorry. Yeah, you're right. Oh, sorry. I'm in a different configuration. You're absolutely right. Okay. Yeah. So you can actually
always right.
20 years I have to deal with this. I deal this every freaking day with her and my wife. Okay, the two most favorite words out of both of their mouth. I'm always right. Yes, honey, you're always right. Okay, let me show you what we did. And I walked you guys through it. I gave you the full 411 on how to do this beforehand, and many of you followed it, and many of you got funded. Some of you, Wasil got funded with 8 accounts. That's literally at 50,000. It's more than $250,000 of funding that he probably got just on a single trade. So the single trade structure, how is it that we do this? It's very, very simple. During high news events, you're going to have massive dislocation. And we're betting on the fact that there'll be dislocation one way or the other. We do not take sides. We straddle. We buy and we sell in 2 separate accounts. So I opened 2 separate accounts. 138 was the long account, 50,000. 139 was the short account. 20 seconds before the event, 30 seconds before the event, but I actually waited till about 20 seconds before the event. All I did was press the buy button, switch the account, and press the sell button to position myself into the trade. You can see me positioning into the trade right over here. All I needed was 152 ticks to get myself funded. But because there was such a massive, massive vortex to the downside, everybody pulled the moment the number came out, and it was pretty ugly, all the algorithms, all the market makers pulled their bids. We actually got filled at a better price, and now our account stands at 53,377. All we needed was 53,000. Now, the single most important thing I'm going to tell you right now, for all of you who got funded, and I hope you are all going to follow this advice, and I hope you haven't done anything stupid just yet, is do not touch this account. You are done. Wait until 6 p.m. New York, when Apex is going to look at your account. The computer is automatically going to calculate, oh, they passed the thing, and they will send you, congratulations, you got funded email. If you are stupid enough to trade this account right now and it loses money, you will lose the funding status. The funding status does not occur until end of day. So again, everybody who's funded, most of you guys know this, but there are many new people in the room who don't know this. Do not be a moron and trade. You are done with this account. If you want to trade, you trade in other accounts, you trade in different accounts, okay? So give me a couple of yeses that this is burnt into your mind's eye. You should be burn this onto your forehead. Never trade after you cross the threshold. Is that clear? Yes, yes, yes. I want to see more yeses over there. I want to see more yeses. Okay, a lot of people got funded. Nobody should touch them. Very good. Oh, I see. Everybody got funded. Look at all these people who got funded. Really, really good. Good for you. Okay. Very good. All right. So once we're funded, of course, then you own that account for life, assuming you can maintain it, and that's the art of the trade. That's what we specialize in: maintaining, running, and this. You're new. How did I get funded? I just ran through it. Digital. I suggest lifetime pay because, as you guys can see, they make it very, very. It's very funny. If you guys look at the fees, they charge you like $100 per month or $140 lifetime, right? So, they almost make it economically so irrational for you to go for but a monthly, because if you just go for 2 months, you pay twice the amount that you would have for a lifetime. They make it that way. Because obviously they want the higher fee, and they want the lifetime commitment. So it's perfectly. If I was them, I'd do the exact same thing. It's up to you how you want to do this, but I always go for the lifetime fee. The key thing is, are you good enough to keep it for a lifetime? That's what we're going to be working on. The work is going to be on keeping it for a lifetime. That's the art. That's going to be the art of the trade that we're going to do. So I'm very, very glad that multitude of you, probably 30, 40 of you, got totally funded in one trade and done, which is awesome. And it's really, really cool. And I'm very, very happy. Now we're going to work on keeping all those accounts and getting paid out, which is the really fun part. What happened to my buy position is burnt. The account instantaneously evaporated. So this is what we know. This is why we call it a straddle. It's a do or die. One account, if everything goes your way, one account gets funded, the other account gets lost. Okay, that's what happens. All right, so that's the key. Now, for those of you who lost this account, right, and it's up to you. You have three possibilities here. You can say, oh, I want to revive the account by paying a reset fee. You can pay a $50 reset fee and just revive the account, and the account gets restarted, and you can go from 0-1. You could just straight up cancel it, and there's no more fees for you whatsoever. Or you could wait for the next month, and it will renew automatically at the low rate, at the low discount rate, and you can have a fresh eval account if you want to trade more. I am between you guys. I'm pretty much, I'm working my two more. We're going to work 2 more eval accounts here that we're going to switch to. But I'm pretty close to kind of getting my fill. I'm almost at 10 funded accounts, and that's more than enough for us to really run those things in 100 different ways and try to keep them, for a lifetime of trading. So, my view is that, we are essentially getting close to, at least for me, getting tapped out. But of course, anybody who's new, if you're new, you really want to build up 5 funded accounts before you even consider not doing any more evals. Sorry, there's a whole bunch of questions here. That I missed. Okay. Sorry guys, let me just switch my view here. So it's you guys can see the full screen and everything else. Okay. So, God, there's so many questions. Let's go through them. What happened if you buy position? Okay, I think, what was this? I think the scenarios where both stops are hit. Yeah, that can also happen. I did not. That's why you don't trade with stops. Again, I showed you no stops. Okay. You cannot trade the same way when you're funded. Correct. Ali says this right now. It's cheaper to cancel and buy. Correct. Cancel and rebuy is cheaper. He's absolutely right. Does not look like my trades executed. I have no idea. I have no. You need to. Everybody. I gave you step-by-step instructions. They should have all been done properly. Was this? What's the different ball game with funded account? Better to trade? Yeah, it's a completely different ball game. Okay. I don't know. I don't know. Guys, I have no idea what happened to you guys. Todd, were you trading Apex? You may have over leveraged your account. If you traded 50,000 on four things, it should have worked perfectly. I trade like you guys. I traded my own accounts. I paid my own money. I did all of this. So the instructions were perfect. Exactly. They were perfect. Whatever you guys did, you made a mistake. It's easy. Don't worry. There's going to be an event next week. There'll be an event next week. You can see the strategy. There's a strategy at least once a week, twice a week. Don't worry. If you screwed up, trust me, we've screwed up hundreds of times before we got this right. Okay, so Eddie says worked for him. Yes, I gave really step-by-step instructions, guys. Yeah, I don't know what happened. It sounds like whoever's having problems, you either probably didn't trade Apex, you traded 25,000 and you traded like 10 size, which it doesn't allow. You just were uninformed probably in whatever you did, which is fine. That's how you learn. You learn by your mistakes. You get the feedback back, and next time you do it properly. But what I gave you were very, very good instructions. The proof in the pudding is that 30, 40 people in the room pretty much got funded. I think if we probably add how much money got funded is probably $2 million worth of funding capital just got funded on this stop. Yeah. Okay. So really, really cool, guys. Now we got a little bit of chill time before market opens. And now I want to take everybody's attention to the new, improved, absolutely awesome dots Christmas tree indicator on TradingView. And let's discuss that. And then we'll come back. We'll trade. Let me actually, you know what? We're going to get rid of this. I'm going to leave this one. We're going to go back to our nice gold setup on wealth charts because we're going to trade wealth charts with gold. We're going to trade the 11 account with gold when and if when we have the setups on gold, and we're going to trade Nasdaq on Trade-Evade, right? Trade-Evade, excellent. Okay, so I'm working two Trade-Evade accounts. One 35 and 36, 51,000. This one is at 50,000. Nice and slow. I did not straddle these, right? So this is me working the hard way to try to get funded to show you the good techniques of how we get funded. So there's a whole bunch of new features on dots only. Everybody who's a member, and today is coaching. Today is also coaching. So if you want to join me, if you want this kind of techniques, this kind of a tool, and this ability to beat the prop and to pass the prop, join me today. It's coaching day. So if you sign up right here, right now, not only are you going to be able to get access to coaching tonight, private coaching, but I'm going to buy you free Apex accounts. That deal still stands. So it's a really, really good deal. You just joined the live chat. How do you get funding? Tommy, you missed it, baby. Join us next time. We got the funding happened on the event. We traded the event in front of it. Eight Figures likes the new updates. Thank you so much. So let's go through some of the updates. First of all, the default view, when you reattach it, is like this view. The buy labels are gone. They're available. Everything is totally customizable. The buy labels are gone. All the other stuff is gone. But this is a nice, clean view because this is the primary view that I want you to trade. And I'm going to introduce something very, very cool today that I'm going to share with you guys as a modification of how I actually manage the trades. But before we get to that, so we have the Christmas view tree, right? Secondly, this little countdown starts at 30 seconds to the close. Because honestly, we don't need a full 2 minutes of the countdown before the candle closes. So it makes it a lot easier. We got 30 seconds, more than enough time to kind of see where the candle is. Now, the other interesting thing that I put into this version for cosmetic reasons, and this is completely user preference. How do you want to see the signals? The two different ways you can see the signals is the following. It says signal timing. It's set to intra-bar, meaning it's going to paint the signal as the bar forms. Now, very often that lies, right? It gives you a false signal. Very often that signal goes away because the bar changes and the conditions change and it lies. And some people don't like that. They don't like to be teased by the signal and then, the signal goes away because sometimes they press the button because they think it's a signal and the signal goes away. So if you don't want that, I'm going to show you how to tell, basically for those of you who want absolute certainty that the signal is real, you change the setting over here to candle close. And what that's going to do is it's not going to paint anything. No dots, no labels, nothing until the candle actually closes, until the signal is legit. So every single signal in this mode, once you see it on the chart, is 100% legit. It's not just forming. It's done. It's good to go. You can press the button, right? So the advantage of that is for those of you who are especially new and maybe are uncertain about getting fooled by the signals or just want to be 100% certain that the signal is good, that's a good advantage. The disadvantage is obviously it doesn't give you a pre-warning. When we're doing intra-bar, it kind of tells us ahead of time, oh, get ready. There may be a signal setting up. So the moment it actually closes, boom, you can hit it. It's up to you how you want to do it. I prefer intra-bar because I want to be kind of warned ahead of time that I may have a setup happening. But those of you who may just say, I don't want to see all this fucking false setups. I mean, they just, they drive me nuts. You see how like right now, the green dot only printed after the candle closed, right? That is the function of candle close. So you have the full flexibility to do it one way or the other. It's super, super easy, and you have the full flexibility. So those are like the main things that I modified. I'm trying to figure. Oh, the other thing I did is we got rid of the background. We really don't need like changing the chart green when the moving average is green, changing the chart red, because we don't care about that. That was a legacy feature from various versions prior. We really only care about one thing, slope, or we care about three things, slope, direction, and dots. That's all we really care about. So I got rid of that just to lighten up the code a little bit, right? No, it's not updated on well charts. So this is the final version. I just kind of wanted to run it by you guys to see if there's any notes or ideas you want me to do. And assuming we don't have any further comments or changes, that's going to be the version I'm going to give to Rob, and we're going to print that on well charts. And that will be the final version on well charts. And then we're going to run both. Okay. So hopefully well charts will be ready in a week or so after we print the final version. So, as always, you obviously know I'm always prototyping. You can't get the update yet. So Alan, delete your indicator, reattach it. Okay. And if you still can't get it, if it still doesn't say Christmas, then log out, log back in. Really, that doesn't make sense, Liliana. I mean, because you had it yesterday, right? I set you up. If you removed it, reattached it, logged in, logged out, you should have it. Maybe restart your computer. It could just be a cache thing. Sometimes TradingView gets really, really funky. So those are the only things you can do. There's no if you have access to this indicator, it should be there. Everybody else is there, right? Everybody else has had no problems. There's nobody else who's had actual problems with this, right? Give me a yes. Let me know that you guys are all good to go on that, right? All right. So now that we have our final really, really clean version of the indicator, good. Okay, everybody is done it right. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Sometimes you got to log out trading, log back in. Yes, sometimes that happens. It's always a cache issue. Sometimes you just need a clear cache. Sometimes you just need to restart the computer. All those things. So here's what I want to kind of show you of what I've been doing. I think you guys will find it interesting, even though it's a little bit more nuanced. What I realized about all good trades, that means every trade that's positive, that it makes us money, follows this particular rule with two branches of the rule. The rule that it follows is, if this is a successful short, if this short, is true, if this is a good signal, the price will never exceed the candle prior high, right? So if I'm short here, this setup is going to only be good if it stays below this number. If it goes above this number, the setup is done, right? Same thing here. If this setup is good over here, it should not exceed the lower end of this, right? What that means is it's a dynamic stop setup. Now, the way I do this, and the way I've been doing it for my own accounts, is I have a fixed stop, fixed target, right? So we could say, 10 target, 30 stop. Let's just say, for argument's sake, in this case, it doesn't really matter. Let's just do five target, 15 stop. The stop and targets are just my initial suggestive entries. What I do is I actually adjust my stop to be underneath here, because I know for sure I'm wrong if this breaks it, but I don't know for sure I'm wrong if it doesn't break it, right? So then once I have my actual stop, which may be larger than 20 points or 30 points, or maybe smaller, because in Asia, sometimes the stop is as little as 10 points, right? I can then adjust my target, right? And generally, to keep things simple, I keep my target fixed and my stop variable. And I know this may sound kind of crazy to you, but what I variate is the size of my position. Let's just, for argument's sake, my stop is 30 instead of 15, and my target is 5, right? And my basic initial position is 2. Well, if my stop is twice as long, I'm going to half my size. So what I variate my stop and I variate my size. And the reason why I do this, and this is very, very cool, is because then if this thing misses and I get stopped out, I can actually go +1 on the next one. So if I'm, let's say I'm 1 unit on this one, the next time, if I'm stopped out and I'm wrong, the next one is very likely going to be correct, and I can go +1. I'll go 2 units on the other one, irrespective of where the stops are. Doing it this way, I take more stops, but they're smaller stops. But then I'm able to, through variation of size, make them back very, very quickly. And then when I hit, when you hit 4 or 5 really clean signals in a row, you're good to go. You're really, really good to go, right? So I'm going to show this to you in practice. You guys are welcome to follow. You're welcome to do fixed stop, fixed targets. But I find variated stops a much more intelligent way to try to trade this structure, right? Generally, in this kind of situation for a shorthand, I'm targeting like $1 in gold and 5 in Nasdaq with variated stops and variated sizes. That's what I'm doing. Or I can trade fixed stop, fixed targets, for show with you guys. If you want that, I'm very happy to do that. But that's not what I do in real life. I just, I want to show you what I do in real life if you guys are interested. We can always go back to just fixed stop, fixed targets to make it easy for you to trade, to trade signals. Happy to do that as well. I know this is a more advanced technique, and this is something that we're going to talk a lot about in coaching. But I figured, I'd share this with you guys today so you could sort of really get the feel and the flavor of the flexibility of this strategy. That's the key thing, is that the strategy is totally flexible to 100 different permutations. And this is one of them that I think really, really will help you. So let me know. Happy to help you. Nasdaq is at all-time high. Is it really? Did it come back? Yeah, I guess. The market is just... Claudia wants to work the new method. Okay, yeah, let's do that. Let's have fun. Let's see, let's see the next signal that we get here, and we'll try to trade that, one way or the other. So, for example, right now, guys, if you see me, I'm actually in candle. No, I'm not. I'm in intra-candle mode. So I'm in intra-candle mode. So this is giving me a possible Christmas tree setup. 46 seconds left. And we can switch over to wealth charts and try to trade this, right? Where am I? 11. I'm in the 11. I'm in 11. One quantity 1, 1660. So I have a preset stop and a target, and then I no, it doesn't apply to retracement trades because I really don't know what a natural stop on the retracement trade is. Claudio, I really don't. I don't have a like with momentum. It's very, very clear. If you break the lower highs, you're wrong, right? Like it's super clear. I have no idea on retracement trades. As a matter of fact, I'm really not going to do retracement trades with you guys because it's just not my forte. I'm just going to do momentum trades. Okay, we're long here. So where's my stop? So if I put my stop over here, it should be like underneath this thing over here, right? This is against the white dot. So if it's because against the white dot, I'm going to leave my target over here at 73, and we're going to see if we can, hit the 74.9. That's my target. But this is the correct amount of room to give this trade space. If this, if the trade breaks the white dot, that the trade does not work. We'll see. We'll see if it does. Now, of course, I'm using very, very small sizes here, so obviously, we'll give it plenty of breathing space to make it work. But that's basically it. I wonder. One of the things that's interesting is I did not look at. I wonder why the gold is acting better. Let me see where the yields are. Here's the yields. Yields are down, right? Yields are down big time. Look at 2-year, 3.5. The 10-year is down basically to 4. So there's a lot of pressure on yields. Feels like the market is really, really, really vibing, really pricing in a recession kind of a thing. And that's obviously positive gold because the lower the yields, the better it is for gold, which is why you're starting to see gold re-rally and start to come back. So, we'll see if that plays out. But that was sort of like I wanted to see what the yields were doing, and that was the story here on yields. We're at 73.3, and we're targeting 74.9 on the trade. See if we can pick up a little move. The 3,700, you guys been watching it. That's been cement ceiling for gold, right? It really has not been able to break that ceiling. If we take that out, I mean, I'm going to be watching it. I mean, does gold give us a chance to have a big rally today? Maybe. It'd be great if it does. Gold is positive bid. Those of you who are new, chat to me, say, yes, I want an explanation. If you want me to explain the step-by-step process of our setup. I'm only going to do this if people actually want to hear it, okay? Because I don't want to waste my breath. But if you're interested, I'm happy to run this through you. See, I'm being very sneaky because by forcing you guys to say yes, I force you guys to talk to me. And now I know you, Edward and Pitek and Dethex and Christiana and Sissel. Nice to have you guys aboard. That's the only way I'm going to get new people to talk to me because you're all like wallflowers. Thank you. Okay, Ryan, no problem. Who's more? Let me see. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Give me 3 more. Come on, newbies. Post yes for 3 more, and I will give you step-by-step keys to how we're doing it. Claudio, I don't want to hear from you. I don't want to hear from anybody who is a member, okay? I only want to hear from new people. Again, no. Members don't count. You are second-class citizens in this room. Massimo, very nice. All right, there I see that new name. Massimiliano. What a great name. Massimiliano Monaco, man. Are you Italian? What a great name. That's awesome. That's really like the best first name I've seen in a long time. Massimiliano. You're on the wrong winner's mindset. You should be on BFF dots. You're on the wrong. You're using the wrong scalper. You want to be using the BFF dots only. Hey Miguel, buen dias. All right. Okay. Gold is starting to pop. All right. So the easiest way for me to show this to you is going to be off of the trading view charts because they're very, very clean and clear. Ah, shit! Look at this. We have we had a setup in NAS. I have a Christmas tree set up in NAS. You know what? Let's play with this. I'm going to sell this. I'm going to show you what we're doing. And so you see how my stop actually naturally, the stop naturally is right above the purple line. So the stop perfectly aligns with where I want to be. And the target, we're just going to target 5. We're just going to target 5 on this. If this works, great. If this breaks the purple line, we know for sure that the setup is wrong, right? So to show you what we do, it's a very, very simple, generally scalp with trend, but also we have some counter trend components. Like this is a counter trend component that you could scalp with. You can either scalp with trend only, scalp counter trend, or scalp both. And we like to scalp both in the room just so I can give you more. Examples of scalping. The first order of business is this line. The big line is the big trend. It's a 200 period simple moving average against a 2-minute chart. We're scalping on a 2-minute chart. You can do this on any time frame chart, but then it won't be scalping. Then you'd be position trading or day trading or whatever it is that you want to do. The setup is universal, but for scalping purposes, because we do like 3 to 4 trades an hour per instrument. So very often we'll do 10 trades in a session. Oh, and in a marathon session, sometimes we do 15, 20 trades. It's all about short, high probability setups to extract a little bit of money over and over and over and over again, right? In this particular case, we have the long-term moving average 200. The short-term is 8. 8 is above the long-term. So Nasdaq is positive bid. Gold got done. Gold got done. So gold got down. See, gold was a nice classic straight up move. We just traded this very, very nice cleanly. Same principle that we're doing in gold that we're doing in Nasdaq, just the other way around. So this is positive trend, short-term over long-term, right? Then after that, we have the choice. Do we want to look for trend-only trades or counter-trend trades? If we're looking for trend-only trades, we're looking for these green Christmas tree trades. And those trades require three components. They require the slope, the short-term slope to be green. And they require a sequence of a white dot, a lower breakout candle, and a higher breakout candle. And once we get that against a green slope. Now watch this. You see this white dot? There's a green dot, not a trade. Green dot, not a trade. Why is it not a trade? Because the slope is still red, because the price action still has not flattened out and become positive, because there's still sellers more than buyers. It's only when the buyers give us a true indication of buying pressure, the slope turning positive, that we create a signal. And this becomes our signal to the upside, and we're long, right? That's the trend signal. Now, right here, we have a counter trend signal. The trend is net positive. It's short-term over long-term, but we're having a correction. We're having red candles. We're having purple, a red sequence, and a red slope. So we're basically trading a minor correction in Nasdaq against what is still a upside trend. Okay, not a, it's just a trade. It's just a trade. Like, I do both sides. If you really want to be super conservative, you trade only trend trades. You would never take any short trades in Nasdaq unless the moving averages were one below the other. So if you want to trade trend only trades for maximum success, for Massimiliano success, right? Then gold is a good example of this that we just did. Short-term moving average above long-term moving average. Slope was green. Signal was green. We got long here. We traded with trend, and we got done over here. There's a classic with trend trade that we just made. So we just do this over and over and over again. Usually a trade every 10 minutes, sometimes even faster. And obviously, you clip them, they add up. They add up. The P&Ls add up. And more importantly, this approach really is optimal for, what I'm going to do, guys? Fuck. All right, I'm really going to be a pussy here. I'm going to take profits. I'm going to take profits short, just because again, I can explain or I can trade, and it always annoys me that if I'm in a trade where if I'm trading myself, I'm going to do something. So I took an early profit. But anyways, this counter trend signal worked. The point being is that one of the great things about hanging in our room, if you're new, and this is why I invite everybody to bring their friends, their families, everybody else, is that you get enormous amount of examples. And the only way you learn how to trade is if you see the person, trading all the time. The only way you learn how to play tennis is by hitting strokes over and over again. So we teach you to hit the forehand over and over and over again until your passing shot is as good as Alcaraz's. I'm just kidding. But we could all wish. But practice makes perfect, and we do lots and lots of repetitions to help you get the setup nice. And then once you kind of intuitively get it, you do, like my rule of thumb, honestly, if you do 100 trades is probably about 2 weeks worth of dot trades. You are going to really absorb the setup well, especially if you're doing them properly. Like if you're listening to how I set up the sequence, watch me try and do it, so on and so forth. It doesn't matter whether you're positive or negative after that. You're very likely going to be negative after that. But after 100 trades, you really begin to see the internal logic of this, and then you're going to start trading really well. Some people take to this like a fish to water. Other takes a long time. But regardless of how long it takes, everybody learns well. That's why we have such a high pass rate on the props. Not just because I play little fun games with you guys, but actually like serious trading on props, because people learn the skills. Right. So thank you. Chat is confirming what I say. Oh, Fabio is telling me that's a good point. I just simply I simply wasn't even looking at the NQ. To coaching tonight at 7 p.m. Sorry, thanks for asking the questions. Always 7 p.m. New York, which is a really comfortable time for almost everybody. It's comfortable for Asia, comfortable for New York, comfortable for West Coast, comfortable for it's late for Europe, but not horrible. And it's pretty good for Australia too. I think it's 9 in the morning for Australia. All right, so now we have a counter trend set up in gold. Now we'll go the other way, right? And 15 minutes to the open. Generally, I don't want to trade like 10 minutes before the open because of the volatility, but we'll take it. Like we got a minute to go in gold, around 30 seconds to candle break. We'll take it because one thing that I'm seeing right now, which is kind of interesting, is it really seems like there's a lot. I mean, Stephen, who trades gold a lot, correct me if I'm wrong, but we've had 4 days of massive overhead supply at the 3,700. Like it just will not break that thing. It broke it a little bit and they bring it back down. And my kind of view is, maybe there's, buyers are going to just reconfigure and just sweep this thing. But until they do, you kind of have to give the shorts the benefit of the doubt. All right, got 22 seconds left on the clock. Let's go to our wealth charts. Let's set up the trade the other way around and see if it works. Again, remember the natural stop is going to be above this candle here, right? That's going to be the natural stop. Oh, Jesus, this thing is dropping like a stone. Wow. All right. Okay, I'm in this thing. I'm short, and unfortunately, I have to have a really, really buy stop like right over here. That's my natural stop. It's a really huge one. And this is why I don't like to trade before the open, because this kind of a candle I really despise. I hate coming in on a massively large candle because generally only bad things can happen to you. You have to have all this space if you stick to the logic of your thesis that it really isn't a broken setup until they completely take the whole thing out. But sometimes they do that, and it's pretty painful because the loss is big. Fortunately, I have a small size here. That's the thing. Two, it may hit your target, but then it just simply may just kind of stop right here. And three, sometimes it will take like 10 minutes to digest and then decide, oh, no, we tested the bottoms. We're going to rally it back up. Or, oh, no, maybe we'll try to test it again. But I don't like taking these. This is a big, big slip. I like this over here, but it just kind of slipped on me on the chart. So, I'll leave it to you guys. I'll leave it here for show. But I don't have a lot of love for this setup. If I get done on this, it's going to be as much luck as it is skill. But I'm trying to stick to the more important point, which is that you need to, every single trade has to be given its just due. If you think this is too much due, like if, what is this? This is like this is like a 10-point stop. It's a really, really big stop. If you think this is too much due, which I actually do, you know what? This is too much stop. I'm going to fucking flatten out of this. I don't give a shit. I'm going to take this. I took myself out of this setup. Even if it works, I don't give a shit. It's just too much due, right? It actually, look at this. Of course, it works right after this, because the natural stop is just so large that it's not worth this one particular setup. So we'll leave it the fuck alone, and we'll trade something else. Yeah, Nico says 10-point candle is too much. That's right, too much. Steven says he agrees with me about gold that it's just overhanging. So the point is, if they're going to start selling this thing, there'll be another set up in 10 minutes forward with much better entry parameters. Where the risks are going to be a lot cleaner and tighter on the chart. We'll wait for that. I don't need to. The beauty of this whole thing is I don't need to own every single signal. I can take the signals that make the most sense to me for the structure. Anyways, the point is it's 10 minutes to the open. We're not going to do any signals until the market opens up. We're going to see how they want to trade it. Yeah, everybody says he's trading for clarity and everything else. Let's take a look at what everybody's saying about the the payroll number. The little one went to school by herself today, the first time, just texted me that she got to school. Oh, today is 9/11. Yeah, thanks for reminding. Jesus Christ, I already forgot, Ben. Oh my God. Thank you for reminding us. Today is 9/11. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I'm actually old enough to remember exactly this day. I was in this apartment when this happened. Yeah. Yeah. All right. All right. Let's look at the headlines. Let's see what people are saying. Lagarde, Euro area sovereign bonds are orderly and functioning. It's all ECB headlines. Everybody's covering ECB. First look at August core PCE comes out after the FOMC meeting, suggests similar 3 as CPI right on the bubble. Right on the bubble could round up to 4. And nobody has any situation. I'm sure everybody saw the story about Charlie Kirk, which was horrible yesterday. And, I'm sure you probably have all been doom scrolling this whole thing. I'm not going to talk about it because I just, I can't. It's just too horrible to mention, but hopefully they catch the guy. That's all I can say. And say this, guys, I will say this. You know how September is always like a shitty month in markets and a lot of times in life? It really starting to feel that way. Russians incurring into Poland, the Kirk thing, the economic malaise. It really feels like, I've been saying this forever. I'm going to be wrong probably forever. But it really feels like, market sentiment is going to sour. And I think political sentiment is going to sour. It's going to be very, I think we're going to have a ugly 4 weeks going forward. I may be wrong, but I kind of feel it. Yeah, it is. It sucks. And the thing is that I got to tell you, I fucking hate young people. I know I sound like an old fuck at this point, but I blame most of the hatred that's going on this generation of retards, because I think most regular people are actually very close to each other. But this generation, I don't know what the screens did to them, but they have literally no prefrontal cortex left at all. They are truly the biggest morons that ever lived. So that's my not politically correct view about the young ones these days. So I was saying, Boris, you get about 10 trades per session per instrument. Well, so the rule of thumb, Ryan, is about 3 signals per hour. You can literally see them. You can just count them. It's about 3 signals per hour. Now, obviously, that assumes you take all the signals. If you just trend only, it may be 1 or 2 signals per hour. Some hours have more, some hours have less. But that's a general rule of thumb, right? So let's say you trade 3 hours. That's 10 signals in 3 hours per instrument. You trade 2 instruments. That's 20 signals. If you're a degenerate like I am, or lots of people in the room, you have 23 hours to trade. You literally have a chance to trade 60 trades, over that cycle. You obviously don't do that, but it's not at all unique. I'm actually curious. Oh, this is a great question. Great question to the room. Let's ask it as the markets start. This is, and answer this as kind of accurately as possible. How many trades per day do you do? And this is obviously just an estimate. Let's say 1 to 5, 5 to 10, 10 to 20, and then we do more than 20. I'm just curious how the room lines up in terms of your trading. There's no right answer. I'm just curious how active people are, because you can be as active as you want to be in this room. Answer the poll, guys, if you can. I'd love to see it, because then I'll publish the results. Wow, P-Tech, man, you're a true degenerate. All right, here's the community link right over there. Go join the community. We have 2 minutes to the open. By the way, isn't it cool to have the thing just pop up 30 seconds before? It's just not distracting, but at the same time, very analytically, it just warns you properly. Yeah, well, my profit factor is over 1, but I do. I'm in a 30 to 40. I'm probably in the 20 to 30 category per account. So yeah. Oh, that's a good question. Do you want the proper answer or the real answer? The proper answer should be you should really trade for a target. Kathy is actually very adamant about that, and she's really proven me right. That Kathy trades for a pip target. She trades for 100 pips a week. That's what she focuses on. She tries to get that, and anything above that is gravy. That's the right way to trade. I'm of course degenerate, and I just trade for until I get fed up. So I think the proper trade to trade. This is a good question for coaching today. Is probably 200 to 300 a day on the kind of sizing that we do of the 50,000. Is probably the right way to trade. But, there's the right way to trade, and there's the way we all trade in real life. You like much better. What do you like, Keith? The 30 seconds to the pop-up, right? Let's see how the poll is shaping up. Pretty even. Wow. Really, really even distribution. That's interesting. That means there's a lot of different personality types. That means there's a lot of people who have different. Steve is very good. I think, I like to use the successful people in the room as proxies for what you should be doing, because God knows I'm the worst person in the world at what you should be doing. So Stephen is very, very good. He's very, very consistent in getting stuff done. So his target of and this is, so Stephen, is this off 25s or 50s or a mix of both? Or is it just, are you looking for 200 on 25s? Just to modify, but whatever we're talking, we're generally talking between the 25 and the 50s in terms of targets, because that's the sweet spot of what we trade. All right, we're popping. Holy shit. Market at fucking 24,000. Unbelievable. The truly Terminator market of Nasdaq does not give a shit about anything but easy money, which it seems to be betting on. Wow. Impressive pop on the open. All right, we're gonna digest this and let them play itself out. Watch for signals to see what we can do, and play around. Yeah, so 50s and 25s on this. That's a pretty good target. Between 200 and 300 on 25 and 50s, I think, is a really good target. Suggestions for indicator change: if candle size is very large, replace the normal Christmas tree with X minus to show it's a high risk setup. Or, you know what it is, Ali? We can just change the color to orange, because that's, much easier to just, instead of like letting people, like the color, people are very responsive to color. So orange color. So it means if the candle is, I don't know what I guess we can make it user configured. We can make it user configured. It's a really good good suggestion. See, I wanted to get more suggestions from you guys before I did a final print with Rob. But it's probably a pretty good suggestion. Let's say if the Christmas tree signal is X points, and you could, I'm going to make it user configurable, but like I think the rule of thumb would be, if it's twice my stop, if my stop is like my normal stop is 30, right? And if it's 60 points, that's a warning sign. If it's if the stop is, if the candle is more than 6 points on gold, that's a warning sign. Like we can make defaults. I mean, I don't want to really make it too complicated. I'll just leave it as is, and then you can just configure it yourself on each instrument. But that would be a good way to give the user more control. Or you could do calculate average candle size for last X size. But the problem is, like, if you're in Asia and like it's a 10-point candle and every other candle is 1 point, you're gonna get. I'll ask ChatGPT what the best way to do this is, but because you get fooled by the power of averages. Oh shit, we gotta. Guys, I'm talking. Fuck me. All right, let's get long. Fuck me. All right, I'm long late on the gold trade. The sell is actually quite good. I'm really pretty much underneath here where I should be, like right over here. That's where I should be. Here's the white. I should be like right around here. But I got a bad execution because I'm yapping and I missed the signal, which happens. This is, guys, you're going to see very bad execution from me at least once or twice a day, and a whole bunch of F-bombs as a result of it, because I am trading for you. I'm teaching you, not trading, right? And so I'm talking, like Ali and I were talking about the other thing, and I missed the signal. But I want to take the signal because I want you to understand that that is a proper signal, even if I did a bad execution. Matter of fact, what we're going to do in order to repent for my sins, we're going to have to bring down the target to adjust to the to the correct execution where I should be. And let's see if this thing is going to survive the move. But whatever it is, you guys see it. That was the right trade to do. Now, if this thing breaks the lows here and gold just takes out the lows, it's clearly wrong. That's the whole point. The stop should be at a point where you're clearly wrong. Otherwise, it's just all bouncing around. It's just everybody trying to make up their minds to see which way they want to go. So, what was the entry on this thing? Let me see. Oh, did I miss the trade? Oh my God. Oh. Wow, I'm talking and I'm not paying attention. This is not a trade, guys. Okay, I got to blow out of this trade. Sorry. I'm totally missed the trade here. Fuck me. Okay, flatten out. We're going to flatten out on this. This was not a trade. Shit. Because I had an intra candle, right? This is a good example where intra candle is bad for you. So let's just keep gold. What we're going to do, since I never pay attention to gold, this is the really cool part. You can do one intra candle and one on close. So now every single signal on gold is going to be 100% legitimate. So I can actually know what I'm doing, and we can watch Nasdaq and see if we have an opportunity to trade it down there. Sorry about that. I jumped the gun because I thought I saw a signal. I didn't realize it was intra candle. So that's the beauty of like putting this down, right? The siren sounds like the French police. That was not the police. That was the ambulance for sure. That was the ambulance. The New York police have a very distinct sound. It's like Miami Vice. Get the fuck out of the way. It's really funny also, like when New York cops, like, like sometimes the traffic, like people are just obnoxious or they don't get out of the way. And so the cops can literally get on the microphone and start yelling at them out of the car, like, yellow cab, get out of the way, get out of the way, get the fuck out of the way. It's really like everybody on the street hears it. Okay, opening 7 minutes, nothing much going on here. Nasdaq took out the 2400s and trying to come back down. If Nasdaq fails here and starts to go down, it's all going to show itself up in our indicator, and we'll be able to position accordingly. Gold clearly failing. Gold now is negative bid, and actually, there could be a short Christmas tree signal. Now, the cool thing is with this new version of this indicator is I don't need to guess. Like, if this is going to show it, that's going to be a legit signal because it's only going to give me the signal on the close of the candle, right? And that will be the really fun part. Did Nasdaq not hit 24? It may have missed it by, what's the high? Yeah, 97.75. Just missed the target. You're right. Here's the Christmas tree candle on gold. Now we're going to go short. Sell market. Okay. Now that's a legit trade on sell the market. And now here's the thing. The stop has got to be right above this candle. So we can bring the stop all the way down over here. And our stop is much more easily controlled. We're right over here, right? Right above this candle over here. And that makes it, much easier for us to control it. We have our buy limits, and we'll see if the gold signal worked. But the cool thing is, you see that this was incontrovertibly a signal, right? And the stop is like right above here, as you can see, like right above here. On wealth charts, I have it. If you want to sort of see it, it's kind of like right over here. That's my natural stop. If this thing pops right through that natural stop, I'm wrong. If it doesn't, then we probably have a good trade. So we'll give it a shot. The indicator is done for ACAP. This indicator is completed for ACAP. I did it last night. If you were trading Asia, I showcased it. It looks really, really good. For those of you guys who trade CFDs and wanted on MetaTrader 5, we have the full MetaTrader 5 version that is fully compliant now. Yeah, I guess we could do that, Ali. We could preset it. The problem is it becomes a little bit inflexible at that point. Oh, gold is not working. Gold looks like it wants to come back against us. But if it does, again, a logical exit, right? Gold is just choppy, and if it takes me out of that stop, that's a logical exit. Oh, Nasdaq short. Sorry. Nasdaq short, and my stop is actually all the way up here, right? And I got done super fast. I didn't even get a chance to move my target to make more money. But this was this was a relatively big stop, but not horrendous. This would have been like a 70, 80 point. No, sorry, I was in at 35. Yeah, it was like a 40-point stop. So where where this would have been flashing orange for me would have been if it was a 60-point candle. Then I would have really had to worry about it. No, the indicator is called BFF dots only, and it's only available to coaching. Are you in coaching, winners? I think you are. So if you are in coaching, then email me with your TradingView thing. And if you're not, then I'll just upgrade to coaching. I'll send you the link, and then you'll get the indicator. It's on. You can always watch every single session we have. By the way, you guys want to watch every single thing on replay for our channel? Just go to YouTube, go to our channel. Literally every single live I do. Come on, you go to lives. They're all recorded here. So this was yesterday, right? So you can just simply watch me, and you can see the whole thing. So every single trade we've ever done has been recorded for posterity, and you can watch it nicely. We're stopped on gold, I think. Gold is actually a buy now. So gold, we're going to reverse ourselves on gold. We're going to reverse ourselves on gold, buy, double buys, because now I'm doing larger size because I have a lot of confidence that this is going to go the other way. So hopefully this is. Let me just organize myself on gold. Switching platforms makes it a little. Oh, we're through the first one. I think we're going to through the second one too. Hopefully, yeah. There we go. And we go through the second one too. So here's what I did on gold to kind of. It's hard to explain because I was doing it super fast, and that's the whole point. I'll explain after. Do first. The beautiful part about using these kind of dynamic stop, dynamic targets is that when things fail, the probability, and then you get the signal the other way, the probability that the other way signal is pretty strong is really, really high. And because you're using small sizes, you can add +1. So I started with 1. In this case, I did +2 and was able to recover quite a lot of this loss and bring myself back up to break even on gold, or for the day, whatever, by doubling up my position and taking the signal. Now I'm going to go back to watching it. If I get another buy signal, I'll just go back to original single strategy. But by just increasing size, and that's a very complicated topic that I'll discuss in coaching today. But you will see how doing that across the accounts really creates a super smooth profit target, like a super smooth curve. Doing that, you have a very high confidence that almost every single day becomes a winner by just sweeping things around. Thank you, Ryan. We are the real deal because we trade in real time. Like I said, there's no hiding. We take 1,000 real market trades every freaking day. Our members pass the evals and get funded all the time. So, I'm happy to show you the thousands of certificates I have from all of our traders from Apex that have gotten funded from Apex. Remember, only 5% of all traders ever pass evaluation, but 70% of PTP traders do. And it's actually now close to 80. We're really getting better and better at doing that. So, and that's all because, we try to give people the tools and the structure to trade with as much trend as possible, to be on the right side of the market as much as possible. So we are 9:45, 15 minutes to 10 o'clock. Let's see if we get any kind of action here. So what do you guys think? Do you think that we're consolidating? They're going to run the 24,000s, or is this the top of doom? It really feels like they want to run it. Nasdaq just refuses to quit. These sell-offs are pretty shallow, and they're kind of very easy to go with. Just to give you an idea, by the way, of just the consistency, this was 300 yesterday, so it's 700. It's 400. This is like yesterday on the close. I marked it. I said, where are we at? Where I'm at 300 now. This one is at 700 now, and doing this whole idea of like dynamic stop, fixed targets, multiple sizing, and dynamic sizing. this is what really helped me stay as consistent as possible on the trades. So again, just to show you how I'm absolutely correct on what I'm telling you, even if there are certain instances where the risk is enormous. I'm always the idea of like, let me just show you just from the charts, right? I'm going to give the check mark. So we're going to start over here. This is the buy signal in gold. I'm going to just trade gold with you, right? The stop would be over here. Do we clear the stop and hit the target? Absolutely, right? Here's the buy signal over here. Here's the stop. Do we clear the stop, meaning does the price never go below stop and we hit a target? Yes, absolutely. Target 2. Ignore the news because that's bullshit. Post news, it's always a shit show. So if you're taking the first signal post news, it almost always is a fake out. But let's just say we're gonna be very honest. We're gonna count that as a false one, right? So let me just say this is one. Is it control? I always forget which the signal is. Yeah. So 2s. I'm just going to count myself to be honest. Over here, this is the stop over here. You can see it. The entry here. Do we hit target? Yes, we do. 3, right? Here's the stop over. This is the entry candle. This is a stop. We actually did this trade. I did this trade live with you, so you know that worked out because it actually hit target. Boom. 4. Even this candle where I was like, oh, this candle is too large. The stop would have been over here. It was a 10-point stop, but it did go down. Yes, it did. Could you have made money on the profit? Yes, you did. 3. This one failed. This was a legit stop, and this one worked, right? So there you go. So you're doing 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6 against 2, right? That's kind of where we want to be. I mean, you really want to be, 6 against 1. That's the perfect one. And of course, if you were stupid enough to take news, you would have eaten it. But in a general world, if you're 6 against 1 on a consistent basis across all of these things, that's where you want to be on the sweet spot of making money. And of course, what we haven't had today, which is our bread and butter setup, is when it starts to just simply trend nice and quietly for an hour or two, then every single signal we have is a winner. And that's when we get 4 in a row, 5 in a row, 6 in a row, like that. So these consistent runs is what we're working on to achieve in terms of structure. And using that, stop loss structure really makes a lot of sense, right? Does that make sense to everybody? Oh, Masiliano, thank you very much. I haven't even had a chance. Thank you for pointing out. I've been so busy. I haven't had a chance. I wanted to cut some of those clips with Etienne. Etienne is a good buddy, friend of mine. I've been on his show forever. Oops, hold on a second. I want to get rid of this. Cancel. Let me clean up this thing. Remove 20 drawings. Okay. yeah. Right. My favorite YouTube guru thing. Look how great I was in the past. As you can see, my bio in my Twitter says I trade the future. It's very easy. Everybody can trade the past. Our job is to trade the future. Oh, look at this! Wow, all you guys came through Etienne. That's so nice to hear. That's really great. Hey, guys. Oh, okay. Hold on. First of all, number 1 for May, and number 2, hold on. Give May some love, guys. I love the songs, by the way. Like, you gotta love AI. Feeling hot, can't get thinner. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. I mean, come on, how great a lyrics is that? Those are awesome. Good job, May. Good job, good job. Very, very nice. Very proud of you. Good job. She's only been doing this for like a week and a half. She's already succeeded. Really, really nice. Domo arigato. Thank you. It was great. Look at this. Look at the positive trend in gold starting to shape up. And we're going to get ready for a possible buy in NAS. NAS refuses to die, and we're going to trade with it. We are going to trade with it. Good job. Very, very nice. Really nice to see that. Always makes me happiest when students pass. Super good. All right, I'm watching NAS set up. Let's see if it wants to do anything. Don't forget coaching today. If you want to join us, 7 o'clock. Really looking forward to it. You know, isn't it interesting? Like, we had all this news, and now we like hurry up and die. The market is in hurry up and die mode right now. So, do you guys remember, like, what was it yesterday? What was it? There was a period like between 12 and 2. I think we moved 10 points. Like, did you guys trade the afternoon? Like, and then all of a sudden, boom, 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 boom. Oh, very, very important thing. We're going to talk about market on close with a Christmas tree trade. Really, really good, interesting setup on that. Hopefully you guys will like it. We'll talk about that in coaching too. Nico's saying Dow is soaring. Yeah. Dow has been just a complete outperformer, right? Just been an unbelievable outperformer. Really interesting. Oh, here we go. Boom. We're long. We're long on NAS. And here's my stop has got to be like, really, I mean, it's underneath. It's got to be underneath here. It's a very, very big stop. So I got to make my target a lot bigger. This is I'm using a 2060 structure, which is it's just to get me into the trade. But these are my natural stops, my natural targets, right? So let's see if we can run this to target. Why is this? You know what's interesting is did I choose this? I wanted this on the intro bar on this one, and I wanted this one on candle close. Okay, so that's fine. So giving ourselves a little bit of breathing room. This is an interesting setup because this is into the highs. This is going to get either rejected and we're just going to get completely smacked to the downside, at which point it's going to create a lot of really interesting downside setups, or we actually have enough juice here to muster through the highs, at which point we should all hopefully get done. We'll see how it goes. But they clearly lifted it on a second run here. Sorry, Ryan, 1030 in points. You hit 1030 in points or 1030 in ticks? Because in ticks that would have been a very, very small thing. This is ticks, 2060 ticks, and the ticks would be 4120 on 1030. But what I did here, the reason I'm doing this is just my entry structure, and it should probably be, on Nasdaq, I should probably just simply put it at the 40-20 because that gives me wider. I can it's easier to tight stops and targets than it is to widen them because sometimes the price action moves really, really fast. Yeah. So in that case, yeah. Irish Gunner, new guy here. Where can I read up on the Christmas tree strategy I'm using? You can't, my friend. Everything, it's like the oral tradition. Everything is passed down by the shaman, right? You got to come watch us trade, and you got to come hang out with us in coaching. Okay, I don't have anything written down. We don't write our rules down. We just create indicators to trade. Because rules are for pussies, tools are for men. That's how we roll, Irish. We create tools to trade and make our own rules, right, guys? All right, nice move. We're starting to get a little bit of a push here. Come on, baby. Let's do our thing. There we go. You know what? I'm going to take this right over there. Nice. 50 out of here. We could have done a little bit more. I could have done a little bit more, but I'm sitting in front of this massive, massive overhead. And I don't know if they're going to clear it or not. I'm sure they will. But if they clear it, there'll be plenty of opportunity for me to trade the breakout. But in the meantime, nice sweep move. Hopefully you guys all banked. Yes. The only reason you want to come hang out with us is my indicator. Okay. My commentary is just for comedy purposes. The real value is in the indicator, which gives you entry and exit signals, lets you configure lots of different things, and basically tries to put you on the right side of the market as much as possible. And then we construct, obviously, the strategy around the indicator. But yes. Oh, that's called oral tradition, huh? Shanechi. Okay, cool. Cool. That's right. Company indicator, stick around for the curse words. You see how it came off? Like, that's just honestly a little bit of my experience. But I'm telling you, that's only because I have no patience. There are guys like I bet you Steven is probably holding this thing, and he's probably he's going to wait until it breaks through the highs, and he's going to make like 100 points on this move. If you have the patience to do that, that's great. But if you don't do it. Like, that's not your personality. Don't become Zen Buddhist if your natural personality is to be a psychopath, right? Whatever. It's a bad analogy, but you guys get the idea. So we're still playing around. Everybody looking at that highs. I'm still. Yes, when you're basic, baby. Don't be basic. That's my message to you. Don't be basic. Upgrade. I'll refund you your basic fees, and then you become coaching, and you become a pro. Correct. That's the story. I'm actually I'm gonna make this appeal to everybody who's basic in the room to don't be basic. Which my kids tell me is like the slang word for just being basic, I guess. But yeah, don't, the whole idea is I want everybody in coaching because I think you're going to get the maximum value from doing that. Because Kathy is going to do coaching too, and that's all going to be part of the package. So I will do that. Is there another indicator outside of the Christmas that's new one for coaching students only? No. This is the primary one. My Gaelic pronunciation is not bad. There you go. Cool. Cool. My wife's best friend is from Cork. So, they were just here this summer, actually, with her husband and kids. So these kids are like 13 and 16. And every boy, the 13-year-old one was 6'2", the 16 to 16, 17s were like 6'3". They were just giants. This is a scalping. This is an indicator. Coaching applies to CFD traders. Yes. As a matter of fact, if you're a CFD trader and you have an account with ACAP, I will give you the MT5 version of the indicator, which is really cool. So yes, but this is a scalping indicator. We scalp because the primary function of prop trading is short-term trading, but you can use it for longer-term trading. I mean, there's lots of guys who modified the strategy for much longer term, much bigger targets. Why are we a micro nub mini? Doesn't this mean if you do 1030 you make $10? No, because I'm size. I'm 3 size. I'm 3 size on this because size is. There are 3 things, William, that everybody is already completely ad nauseum tired of listening to me. There are 3 things that make you a winner in trading. Okay, you want to hear them? Does anybody want to hear my 3 things that make you a winner in trading? Or more importantly, the 3 things that for sure will make you a loser in trading. Oh, you're coming from Canada. Nice. Okay. The 51st state. Welcome. No, I'm kidding you. I'm kidding you, William. My kids are Canadian, U.S. Canadian citizens. So, so the 3 things that make you a loser or a winner, depending on how you follow those rules, is the following. Number 1, size always beats strategy. If you have small size, you can survive anything. And if you have big size, doesn't matter how good your strategy is, you will die. The bigger the size, the greater the chance you will die. Even if your strategy is 95% correct, you're 100% dead. Whereas if your strategy is 5% correct, but you have small size, you can survive. That's just, it's an extreme example. That's not true, but you get the idea. So that's like, number 1 in terms of structure. That's why we trade. Every time I trade larger, we talk about this ad nauseum in coaching. Every single failure you've ever had in trading was because you had too big a size on. It's like, I guarantee you, I'll bet you $1 million that that's true. If I pull your records. So that's sort of like, number 1. That's why we trade proper size for where we want to be and where we want to go. And then process is better than product. Meaning that the rules that we set are better than the results that we get. So if we stick to the rules and lose, we've done a good job. If we don't stick to the rules and win, we've lost. We think we won, but we've actually lost. It's a short-term win for a long-term loss. Okay, so that's like rule number 2. And then rule number 3 is if you're losing, switch accounts. Stop the insanity. That's why we trade multiple accounts. Yes, that's correct, William. So as I said to you, we aim for 6 winners against 1 loser. That's what we try to achieve. So yes, you got to win a lot more. But as you can see, we win almost all the time. Yesterday we had a 100% winning rate. Today I had 1 loser out of like the 5 trades that we took. And now I'm just sitting around waiting for more signals. But that's what we try and do. That's correct. When you're scalping, the corollary to this is that we trade for real versus trade for bullshit. When you trade for bullshit on past charts and you watch YouTube gurus who never show you the future trading, but their past trading, they're always really good at showing you that one single example where they risk $1 and they make 100. I can do that all day long with you. I can lie to you all day long and show you how that's possible. Or I can show you what real traders do in real life environment. So here we trade real life. In real life, nobody in real life pays you $10 of profit for $1 worth of work. Nobody. The real truth is you work for a penny against $1 worth of labor. That's how it is in real life. Okay. They make 5 cents a tube on a tube of paste of toothpaste. Your profit margin is 5% on $1 worth of toothpaste. Or anything else in life? Nothing in life, unless you're high technology, and we're not that smart, has really, really fat profit margins. And the same thing in the market. The market does not give you lottery tickets, much to like what everybody wants to believe. Where did we break through the 24s, guys? While I was yapping, did we take out 24s? Yeah, we took out 24s. I told you they were gunning. Steven, did you hold that fucking Nasdaq? I hate you so much for your patience. I guarantee you, Steven held the Nasdaq and probably took out the 24s. So yeah. No, that's good. It's good. You're asking good questions. So first of all, you shouldn't have any profit target. You started 4 days ago. Your only job should be to understand the mechanics, the mechanics of a setup, the mechanics of trend, the mechanics of price action. That takes a long time, just to understand the mechanics of price action. So your only job should be to take like 100 trades without any expectation of profit or loss, but just let's say, you learn my Christmas tree setup. You do that 100. This is where process is greater than product. You learn how to do that process. Doesn't matter what the results are. You just learn the process. In the process of learning the process, you're going to understand so much about what moves the markets, when markets move, how they move, why they move, and you'll develop your own style that will suit your personality best. And only then you start to look at P&Ls and everything else. Yeah, coaching link, guys. Here it is. Here's my coaching link in the thing. Is gold going to give me a Christmas? Minute to go, looking like it's setting up. Stephen, so you still holding? Stephen, are you still holding the NAS? Colorado Zen held from 2311. Did you kick it out? 23.9. Sorry, wait. You were in from 23.1 to 23.911. Nobody, you didn't take out the 2400s. I would have sure that you took out the 2400s. Yes. First of all, William, you should be trading it with 1 micro. For the first 100 trades you do, if you're sitting on a prop account, doesn't matter. Just 1 micro on anything you do, not because that's going to have any impact on your results, but because it's just going to give you the understanding of the mechanics. Oops, I'm long gold, guys. Let's go get long gold. Buy gold. All right, long gold against... Again, I'm watching this. Where's my stop? My stop's got to be underneath here, right? So I want to be here, right over here. And let's see if the gold is going to move us. So we're in at 71.7, 73.3 is the target. Let's see if that does anything for us. But that was a nice clean trade. So what's my target on this thing? Sorry, I lost my train of thought. 73.3 on gold. Yeah, you're out at 2,400. I knew it. It is the only time for coaching, but Laura, it's fully recorded, right? So if you're part of coaching, you get the video and you can watch the video anytime on demand. But yes, it's 7:00 p.m. New York coaching, right? And if you are, if you're on the basic side of it, as I said, somebody else just last night, Susan actually did this. I refunded her your whole basic fee when you upgraded. Plus, I give you another refund to get Apex accounts. So it's a really good deal. So give it a shot. I'm sure you'll be able to, if at very minimum, watch it on demand. But you'll make you can watch this on. It's a private link, like on YouTube, so you can actually watch it when you're shopping or whatever. It's you can watch it on your phone because you'll get this private link, and it's unique every week. Is that New York time, 10 to 11? That's a really good time to trade. 10 to 11 New York. Basically, the best time to trade is 10 to noon New York, or 1300 to 1500 New York. Those are the best times to trade. My stop is like underneath here at 65, somewhere around there. Where is it? 64.8. 64.8. I'm just kind of like, just feeling it. It's, gold is pretty slow, but let's see. I think, hopefully they rip it higher. Gold clearly has a better bid than Nas does right now, but we'll, it's gold. You never know. 73.3 is my target. We just kind of died out on volatility. I'm hoping we get another sweep up. Somebody said something, and I kind of started to believe this. I think the Chinese are buying a fuck ton of gold. I think they're diversifying into gold because they don't want to hold too much dollars, because God knows what they're going to do next. Are they going to go to Taiwan? Are they going to go after Taiwan? I mean, they're just itching to do nasty shit. So I just, like this permanent bid in gold really makes me feel that there's an institutional actor coming in there all the time. Yeah. But honestly, guys, why do markets move? Markets move because somebody with a large bankroll decides to buy. Oh, we gotta sell on NAS. So Christmas tree sell on NAS against this particular stop. Let's see if this works. Oh, this works nicely. Come on, take it. Nice. Another $50, super clean. Sorry, I'm watching trades and talking and ADDing, so the reactions are quick. But that was great. That was like another $50 clipped over there, and now we're just it's funny. Sometimes the trades will be super fast in like microseconds, and then these things will drag on forever. So you have to be prepared for both durations. But that was a nice clean micro scalp to the downside. Really good, right? Anybody take that short Christmas tree trade? Adam, love the DAX. It's just that, the key thing about the way we trade is we have learned through the hard way. As you can see, my attention is already split, right? My attention is already split badly. The more you split your attention, the worse it becomes. If you're a DAX trader, you can absolutely use this technique on DAX, but just trade the DAX. If I generally only trade Nasdaq and like periphery a little bit of gold, because gold has gotten really good to trade, so I like to trade it too. But basically good. Everybody took the Nasdaq trade. Nice. Generally, the rule of thumb is no more than two. You have a very finite amount of attention, and you're breaking that attention. You're killing that resource by breaking it across too many instruments. Generally, we use NAS and but DAX is is a really good instrument, especially if you're European. You can trade DAX and gold side by side, and I'm sure you'll do well. Again, William, if you're looking for money, you're looking for the wrong thing. You should be looking for technique. Okay, it's like saying I made I hit a forehand. How come I'm not winning the U.S. Open? Right? would you think that was a stupid statement? I hit a forehand. How come I'm not Carlos Alcaraz? If you think you're in the business of making money, you're in the wrong business. The money is a byproduct of technique, of trading. Trading is all about developing technique. So that's why I'm trying to tell you, stop thinking about money. Oh, really good. Nice job, Ryan. Good to hear that. Yeah, and Apex does not support DEX, but there are people who trade CFDs, and they can always trade. Dots on my MT5 thing, on a CFD thing. They can always do that. Oh man, God, is it slow today or what? Holy shit! It's only 10:17. I'm gonna have to go at 10:30, guys, because I got a meeting at 11. The Queen is gonna yell at me for a million other things, of course, that she wants me to do. But really pretty good day today, guys. We're still floating this gold. Hopefully, gold does its thing. We just need to hit the 73 threes. Where am I? How close am I? I'm getting pretty close. Let's see if we can get done here. Come on, baby. Oh. Yeah, I'm going to flatten out. I'm just going to take that trade because I have no patience. But it just went through. The rule of thumb is the moment I close it, it hits target. That's fine. Good job on everybody. The gold trade hits. The Nasdaq trade hits. Only one genuine loser today. Everything else was all winners, right? You look at the gold; these are all winner, 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 winner. This is the only loser that we had in gold. And then when you look at Nasdaq, let's go show you the charts. These are all winners. Winner, 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 winner. So who was asking me? It was like William was asking me. He was saying, you gotta make a lot of winners. So if you count this today, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then there was 3 more on the gold side. So that's 7 against 1. If I'm 7 against 1, I'm net positive, right? That's where I want to be. 7 against 1 is a good day. 8 against 0 is even a better day. Yesterday was like an 8 against 0 day. So that's always the best. I'm glad you like the labels. So I think I'm gonna. Was it Nico? Nico, was it you who was telling me to do the orange label, to just kind of the big volatility label? I think so, right? So the only question I got to figure out is how. How do we standardize this the sizing on that? Oh, good. Christopher's been trading retrace, which is like a really good setup. And Christopher, I honestly it's just not my personality, right? So I think that's like really like it's great that you trade that, and I'm happy we're going to discuss that in coaching too. If you're comfortable buying value, you can absolutely use this in a completely different fashion. But I just I like buying the breakouts. So totally cool. It's a good idea. It wasn't you. So no, it was Ali. Ali was the one that suggested this. Yeah. So I'm gonna just see if I could add that one little functionality. Maybe we'll update it tomorrow, and or I'll definitely have it updated before coaching, and then we'll turn it over to. Maybe I should retrace have that as a risky option. No, I'm just I'm going to leave the retrace to just personal choice. I don't want to give. I realized if you give people too many choices, they have paralysis by analysis. You want to give them the tools; they can make their own choices. The thing that I like about kind of like coloring this is it just gives them another tool. It says, oh, this is a breakout that's twice the normal move. Whatever's normal. Maybe what we do is ATR, right? I think maybe what we do, Ali, maybe we do like an ATR. I'm gonna quiz ChatGPT. have it give, and Claude, have it give me the best suggestion. How, what can I do? And then we can set that. Let's say if it's 2 ATR, then turn it orange, right? And that probably will standardize across every instrument, because that's obviously a standardized thing. And RSI, yeah, I was thinking, Stephen, I was thinking also RSI too. Like if it's RSI 70, right? Or 30, sort of like extreme. No, but RSI, the problem with RSI, that's just simply, showing you directionality, not volatility. ATR's got to show you the volatility. No, it's included in the coaching indicator, Jose. It's in the coaching. This is the coaching link. You get 6 months. You get 6 months of the indicator. It's much better deal, much cheaper. ADX, again, that's a trend thing. I think it's got to be ATR. I'll take a look, guys. I'll come back. We're going to ask the robots. They know a lot better than we do. What's the best behavior of? I'm going to actually ask. I'll ask them later. I don't want to show you my Chat GPT. There's too many chats in there. But yeah, I think that's the game plan. All right, guys, we're gonna wrap it up. It was a good session, really nice marathon session. I'm glad a lot of people got funded. That was super fun. Now just make sure don't touch the funded accounts. We'll convert them into tradable accounts, and we'll just keep trading the regular accounts, and have a great time. Thank you, everybody. I see everybody tomorrow. I think we'll have like another just a regular Friday session thing, and then we're going to get back into the whole rhythm of our structure for next week. But all the tools are really coming in, pretty much to full completion. Then I'm going to turn this over to Rob to get this on wealth charts, and then we're just going to trade. And who is it? The Irish Gunner. Maybe after we finally finish with our tools, we'll write something down. Okay, maybe we'll actually write something down. All right, guys. Everybody have a wonderful day. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. A lot of fun. I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye. Oh man, a lot of people join me here. What's up? Everybody came into the room here. I see like huge amount. Who threw traffic my way? Very nice, guys. If you're here and you hear a whole bunch of new people, and you see me, and I'm wrapping up the live, and you're like, oh, I really want more of this content. Know that I'm here every day, 9 o'clock. Just subscribe to the channel. Just subscribe to YouTube. It will pop you and tell you exactly when the new lives are. But I schedule them 9 o'clock every day, except for news events. Then we get off early, and I will explain. I mean, I'm just, I don't know who sent the traffic my way, but everybody who's new, YouTube algo is pointing my way. I guess so. Maybe they like the fact that we're 7-1 today and 8-0 yesterday, and we try to do this every fucking day. So that's great. Maybe they like the fact that I finally, really tightened up the Christmas tree algo. But tomorrow, even better. We're going to tighten up finally. So come along, guys. Thank you so much. Massimo says it's his first school day. Hey, mille grazie, Massimiliano. Where are you from, Massimiliano? Are you where in Italy are you from? It's great to have Italians in the room. Thank you so much, guys. Again, I got to run, but everybody who's coming new, who's just flying into the new, please just subscribe to the channel. Or actually, I'm putting in. Here's the last thing you want to do. Let me just put this in here into the join room. This is the best thing you can do. Free membership. Just hit this link. You're going to get my free membership. That will absolutely give you all the event planning. You'll know exactly when we trade, what we do, access to all of our education. Just, come hit this link as I'm giving it to you guys. Thank you so much. Really great to see so many people. I hope everybody comes back tomorrow. That's great, man. It's really wonderful that so many people can join us. We hit a lot of trades. You can see winner, chicken dinner on wealth charts, the same thing, winner. I closed this early, of course, as always, and of course, this thing is soaring. And of course, everybody else made more money, which is exactly what I want. In our room, I want you to make the money and me just to yap my gums, because my job is to give you the tools to make you money. That's what I do. I don't need to make money because I make money myself when I trade for myself. But I love it when you guys make money for yourselves. So wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Thank you so much, guys. Be sure to hit that link. Be sure to hit that. Wonderful. I am so glad that that everybody really, really came along on this session. And don't forget, okay, so if you're here, you want to trade macros, FOMC is next week. We're gonna do a pre-session on FOMC, and I'm gonna trade FOMC live. So that's gonna be a really, really fun, crazy ass session as always. So we're gonna trade that live and hopefully put our tools to the test in that session as well. So even if you can't come tomorrow, come to the FOMC next week. Thank you guys. Everybody enjoy. Bye bye.